How's it going, everybody? It's the Joe Little Fox. This is my channel where I talk about anime, video games, cartoons, most notably Sonic and Ninja Turtles. And today, I'm here to talk a little bit about some Naruto, as you can tell by the title of the video. This will be my video talking about the third Hokage, aka Hiruzen Sarutobi. So I'm going to be talking about him and stuff, and his defense and everything, about some claims and all that. I just feel like, making this video and stuff because why not? Gives me an opportunity to talk about the third Hokage and just my opinions about some of the stuff that people kind of have a whole controversial problem with him and all that. So let's get right into it. I'm going to definitely give you my outlook. Hiruzen Sarutobi is the third Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village and was once the strongest ninja of his generation until his assassination by his own student, Orochimaru. Hiruzen was also nicknamed the Professor for his mastery over every jutsu in the Naruto universe except for Kekkei Genkai's, because of course that requires you need blood related and all that. But anyways, so a lot of fans kind of have it against him for like two reasons: neglecting to raise Naruto and the responsibility of the Uchiha Massacre. So I'm going to definitely go over one by one on the subject, starting with the Uchiha Massacre, which unfortunately this sounds like the easiest one to kind of debunk. But anyways, the falling out of the Uchiha clan mainly stems from the fear of their power that the Leaf Village had, and from the war that they kind of had between the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan and all that before the series had gotten started. Now, because of that, and of course Madara's betrayal, because Madara had originally left the village and then he came back with Kurama and tried to destroy the Leaf Village and attack Hashirama. You know how that turned out. And then of course there's the growing prejudice between the Uchiha clan and the Leaf Village. And then of course the straw that broke the camel's back was actually the Nine Tails attack. And I also feel like a lot of people don't realize the ramifications of the Nine Tails attack and all the stuff that just, that really kickstarted the series and stuff, other than Naruto in his birth, him being a Jinchuriki, and him becoming an orphan. Now, the villagers knew that the fourth Hokage had died. Before he had died, he was attacked and he had fought an Uchiha, who was controlling the Nine Tails to attack the village. Little did they know that the certain Uchiha in question was actually acting independently, though. So from then on, they kind of slept with one eye open, and rightfully so, against the Uchiha clan, because they tried to stage a coup d'etat. Then their demands were that they wanted to take over the Leaf and force Fugaku Uchiha, that's Sasuke and Itachi's dad, into becoming the next Hokage and stuff like that. And obviously the elders weren't exactly having that, and they weren't going to cater to their demands. I mean, I can't really blame them though, technically. So they outvoted Hiruzen, who actually wanted to find some kind of way to spare the Uchihas or reason with them and stuff, in favor of coercing Itachi into doing their dirty work, who was trying to prevent this to begin with. But, Itachi, wrong place, wrong time, or he was born in the wrong place at the wrong time, and unfortunately he was used as a tool to kill his own people and stuff, But Itachi's loyalties mainly lie with the Leaf Village and his brother, more so over his clan anyways. But people also need to understand that being the Hokage isn't about just having strength alone. It's also about having the influence as well. And the third Hokage had the influence and the respect even from the Uchihas. It also was kind of it was actually so deep that Fugaku kind of asked to name Sasuke after Hiruzen's grandpa himself, who was originally named Sasuke. And Itachi kind of acted as a spy for the Akatsuki under his orders, since he was, he was supposed to be hunting down Naruto specifically. So it's very implied that he's been actually, that Itachi's been actually leaking information to Jiraiya so he can better protect Naruto. Personally myself, I think the Uchiha clan made their bed for turning against the village anyways, and I don't blame Sasuke's resentment against the village either for the destruction of his family, because, I mean, again, that's his family, and then he's been lied to his entire life and all that, that kind of thing. So, I mean, again, I don't blame him when you really think about it.
Please do not misunderstand. I am merely creating a stage for discourse per his desire.
I am Sasuke Uchiha. I want to ask you, Hokage, some things. Third Hokage, why'd you make Itachi do it?
So, I take it you learned what happened.
Itachi's dead. I killed him to avenge the Uchiha clan.
So it came to that. I not only had him kill his brethren and bear the false charge of traitor, but also keep tabs on the Akatsuki by himself. Since he was young, Itachi paid attention to the teachings and signs of our predecessors no one else gave heed to. He was a sensitive child who understood our village's past and shinobi. Perhaps due to that, the trappings of a clan never bound Itachi. He was able to think about the future of shinobi and the village, and always had misgivings regarding those futures. Even at the age of 7, he thought quite like a Hokage. We left everything to Itachi, in his hands alone, and he executed his missions perfectly. He slaughtered his entire clan, stopped a revolt, and prevented a coming war all by himself. He even infiltrated the Akatsuki as a spy to protect the village. All on the condition that I protect you, Sasuke.
So all of it's true.
This is all just part of the Uchiha's cursed fate.
Tobirama, didn't I emphasize to you many times not to slight the Uchiha?
Huh? I gave them posts they were very qualified for.
First Hokage, I ask you this. What does it mean to be a village? And what does it mean to be a shinobi? My brother, despite having been used by the Leaf Village, still defended it with his life, and he died proud that he was a Leaf Shinobi. Just what is this village, and what are shinobi who have created such circumstances? I'll listen to your response and find out the truth, and then I'll make my decision. Whether to declare vengeance on the Leaf, or...
Vengeance against the Leaf? You brat full of Uchiha evil. In that case...
Lord Second!
Tobirama! Lower your finger.
Oh, all right. Don't rile up your chakra, elder brother.
Wow, that's incredible.
Now moving on to the third Hokage and neglecting Naruto business. Now this is a much more harder and kind of a justifiable argument to not like Hiruzen, I guess. Now after the third Hokage had promised Naruto's mom, Kushina, as she was dying, that he would take care of Naruto, Naruto is kind of left on his own to like raise himself for a while, which has always been kind of weird to me, how he was able to like watch himself from like a newborn to like the age of 12. Because like Naruto's earliest memory of the third Hokage was when he met him when he was 4, and you know Naruto was fishing, or he was trying to catch fish and stuff like that, and Hiruzen was there, was like, hey, gotta have some of your fish. But anyways, but essentially Naruto, even after that, he was still kind of raising himself though. So originally in the Naruto pilot, he was actually taken in by Hiruzen after the death of his dad. So I don't know why, Kishimoto kind of changed that, or just didn't have like Iruka or Jiraiya just personally raise Naruto and stuff, since like they are technically his legal guardians, Jiraiya, because he is Naruto's goddad after all, and Iruka not unofficially, but at this point it is kind of official, because he was there at the place, he was there in place of Naruto's father during Naruto and Hinata's wedding, so that technically does make him Naruto's surrogate dad after that. Or like how Iruka can personally when Naruto can have Naruto take Iruka, since I want to become a Jonin and stuff, Iruka can oversee that. So I'm so at that point he technically is Naruto's legal guardian though. But anyways. But when you really think about it though, Hiruzen, he didn't want Naruto really drawing too much attention to himself, or he didn't want things being a bit inconspicuous that Naruto's the only orphan that he had taken, because you gotta realize again, during the Nine Tails attack, it was a lot of orphans and a lot of people that lost their families and stuff like that. So it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb if Naruto, but then again, we already know that Naruto's already been outed as the Jinchuriki, but the adults already know that Naruto is the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, and a lot of his generation didn't know that Naruto was the Jinchuriki until a lot later. And then some say that he could have arranged for Naruto to live in a much more better place, besides himself, of course. Also, they also got to realize that the Leaf kind of was really set back from the devastation of the Nine Tails attack. So it kind of think the Hiroshima bomb and stuff, and how that really hit Japan, and had really set back Japan for decades, where they didn't recover for even though I think that happened like what, the 1940s and stuff, Japan still didn't get their stuff back together until like at least around the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so I don't think he could have arranged for Naruto to live in a much more better apartment compared to what he had, unless he was with him personally. Plus, he's always kind of kept an eye on him anyways through the crystal ball, although I'm also saying that I do kind of agree that he should have played more of a personal impact in like raising him though. But in the cosmic kind of way, I think Hiruzen and the Sarutobi clan have kind of looked after Naruto and his family in some ways when you really think about it. Like Hiruzen's wife, before her death, she actually helped deliver Naruto. Hiruzen himself became Naruto's surrogate grandpa and inspired him to become the future Hokage. Asuma, he helped train Naruto on how to use wind style, since they both use wind style and stuff like that, which led to Naruto being able to create one of his most badass techniques, the Rasen Shuriken. But anyways, and then of course you have Konohamaru, who became like Naruto's protege, and then you have Mirai, who became Naruto's like bodyguard and stuff like that. And not to mention how like Konohamaru is like Boruto's mentor on Team 7. So I kind of wish that they kind of showed like Konohamaru at the level of his grandpa and stuff, since he kind of uses a fusion of his like his and Naruto's techniques and stuff. And then you also got to remember too that the third Hokage was actually stronger than Onuki. He was stronger than the three Sannin. He was stronger than Itachi. He also managed to help put up a good fight against Jubito. And he also managed to fight Hashirama and Tobirama both at the same time. Even though, yeah, I know they weren't exactly at full power, but I mean, the fact that, like, you know, they still, like, they're still ninjas and stuff, and they still got, like, a high level combat skills and stuff like that. And I'm like, it takes a lot of skill to really keep up with both the first and the second Hokage, like, holding back or not, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, the third Hokage was just so damn good, to the point where Orochimaru had to wait until he got old until he could assassinate him and stuff. You know, Orochimaru was even saying to himself, he was like, man, if he was like 10 years younger, or actually no, even just a few years younger, he was like, man, I would have been dead at this point in this fight if I didn't pick the right time and place to do this. So yeah, but anyways, that's the end of my video, and that's all I kind of wanted to say about the third Hokage and stuff. What do you guys personally think about the third Hokage? Do you guys hate the third Hokage? Do you like him, respect him? Yeah, like I said, the stuff with the whole Naruto business, that's the most where I'm like, yeah, that's where it's like, alright, this is a little bit eh. But the Uchiha Massacre, I don't think he's honestly to blame for that, and like I said, he had a pretty good relationship too with the Uchiha clan, so yeah, it was just mostly they had it out for the village and stuff like that, and it's not like the third Hokage, even if he's the Hokage or not, he can't like go out of his way and force people to like other people or force a change, you know what I'm saying? And if you want to fact check me or see where I'm coming from, then I recommend reading the Itachi novels, which is pretty much a backstory as to how, like, as to what happened with the whole Uchiha clan massacre and stuff, and what led up to that, and how Itachi tried to prevent it, and and all that other type of stuff. And I feel like a lot of groundwork was kind of covered as to like the reasonings and stuff like that, and blase blase. But that's all I wanted to say here. This is the Joe Little Fox, and I'm out. Peace, and until we meet again.